Hi.
Hi, the voice of God.
Actually, it is going to be because I'm going to read this morning's reading to you from Daily Light because I just think it's so cool. You know, even if you don't believe in God or anything like that, these are just precious words. And for Christians and people who believe in Yahweh and the God who created everything, the I am who I am. This is like he's speaking to you personally. I will quiet you with my love. The Lord did not set his affection on you and choose you because you were more numerous than other peoples, for you were the fewest of all peoples, but it was because the Lord loved you. Here he's talking about, that's from Deuteronomy, he's talking about the Jews, obviously, his chosen race. It's a double-edged sword being chosen by God. But he's chosen to show who he is through them and what he does to them and his relationship, his longing for a relationship with those he's created. But we're all included, you'll be glad to hear. It's not just for the tribe of Judah and or the Israelites, children of Abraham. We are children of Abraham if by faith we believe in the promises that Abraham received, and much more importantly, if we believe in God's Messiah who came down the line from Abraham to David and down to Jesus Christ. It's an extraordinary thing. It all ties together so brilliantly and efficiently. Anyway, you probably knew all that. We love because he first loved us. You know, God created us. He loves us. He longs to be in relationship with us. He has reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight. There is nothing that God won't do to cover you for not feeling worthy of his love or anything like that. You're not worthy of his love. But guess what? He loves you anyway. He loves me anyway, despite my sinful nature, you know. And if we recognize who we are and who he is, and we see that unbridgeable gap being bridged by him, his arm reaching out, in every direction. You know, when Jesus was nailed to the cross, it was like, I'm doing this for everybody. But you've got to accept it. You know, God won't make you accept it because he doesn't want to have you as a robot. He doesn't want you to live in permanent fear of him. He wants to live in love with him. He wants, to have that relationship of love, unforced love, just recognition and understanding and allowing him to come and bless you. And actually we can all bless God by acknowledging him, I mean, we can acknowledge him instead of just saying no. If you say no too often, you end up isolated from him, and he's not going to. One day he will come, and there will be no doubt about it. Whoever's alive at that end time, after Armageddon and all that kind of thing, God will come back in the clouds. Everybody will see him. You won't be able to deny it any longer. This is what we believe. And that's what it says in the Bible, and this is what Christians believe. Better to make a choice before that, and better to make, the right choice. I'll leave that to you, and God is leaving it to you too, because he respects you, and he respects your independence and your freedom, and he won't stop you killing people and doing the wrong thing and ripping people off and whatever it is that isn't right in your life, just being selfish and mean and judgmental and everything else. He's not going to stop you doing that. You need to kind of get a handle on things yourself. We all do. I'm not preaching at you. I am with you. God, the better than me being with you. The good news is that God is with you too. He understands that, we have inherited this sinful nature and we are flawed. We're born into sin, it's called. And we could talk about that at length, but not now, okay? Good news, he's reconciled you by Christ's physical body through death to present you holy in his sight. It's all done. It's like the bill has been paid. You just have to say, what you don't want to do is say, no, I've got the cash. Because he'll just laugh. Because you really can't pay for your misdemeanors. It's not possible. This is love. Not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sin, which is our wrongdoing, if you like. Just wrong actions, wrong thinking. God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Christ, God's representation on earth, his manifestation on earth. A voice from heaven said, "This is my Son whom I love. With him I am well pleased." I think God said that audibly a couple of times. Once when Jesus was being baptized in the Jordan by John the Baptist, and later when he was transfigured on that high place with John and Peter there with him. And what an incredible place to have been. The reason my Father loves me, Jesus said, and it's recorded here, is that I lay down my life only to take it up again. I mean, God can do anything. He can take it up again because he's holy and righteous. There's no sin in him. Jesus was probably the only guy, human, half human, really, who ever, well, he was fully human in one sense, but, he was a mix between God himself by the Holy Spirit and his mum. So the reason my Father loves me is because I lay my life down only to take it up again. I love the power of God. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven and is allowing now the thing to run and hoping for a harvest. I hope you'll be part of that harvest for him. The wheat and the tares, the sheep and the goats, all that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that you won't get too distracted. And here's the song. I never know what I'm going to talk about on these things. It just comes, so... but I was always going to sing you this song. And, there's my plectrum right there. And it's called Let Us Run the Race. It's taken from Hebrews, if you want to know, which was written by Paul, the Apostle. Hebrews 12, 1, it says verse 1b and 2. That's the main part of the song. And then there's a couple of other bits there. One taken from Matthew, Matthew 10, verse 25. And then another part, the last part of the song, it's only a two-liner, is from John, the apostle, the disciple that probably Jesus was closest to in terms of relationship and all that. He was just a kid at the time, probably 16 or 17. Anyway, and we call you teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what you are. That is what you are. That's from John 13, verse 13. 13. Quite easy to remember. Anyway, let us run the race. Another song in E. You can tell I'm not really a fantastic guitar player. I have a reasonable sense of rhythm, a reasonable voice on a good day for an old man. But it was great once. But there we go. We're all falling apart as we get older. But we're having a lot of fun. And here we go. Let us run the race marked out for us with perseverance. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, scorning its shame, sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. It is enough for the student to be like his teacher, and the servant to be like his Lord. We call you teacher and Lord, and rightly so. That is what you are. That is what you are. Let us run the race marked out for us with perseverance. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured that cross, scorning its shame, sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. It is enough for the student to be like his teacher, and the servant to be like his Lord. We call you teacher and Lord, and rightly so. For that is what you are. That is what you are. Be brave. Let us run the race marked out for us with perseverance. Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured that cross, scorning its shame, sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. So, a word of encouragement, my friends. Let's not give up. Let's persevere, let's run the race, and let's investigate God if we haven't investigated him already. Jesus is the key. That's on direct contact. The website is, it's rocksongs.com. There's a link on the YouTube channel to it. And there you could connect with me. I think you can connect with me on YouTube too. Try to be kind, because, you know, I'm quite frail and easily hurt. And I know I'm riddled with faults, and I'm so sorry about them all. But I am who I am, and you are who you are, but we can all make good decisions. And I hope they're all in love. God bless you. Bye.